Is Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, really who we all think he is? Outside, he might look like every other average person, but inside, there are scary secrets that he doesn't want anyone to know. He may have succeeded in burying his secrets for a while, but they are all out in the open right now, and you guys are never going to believe who he really is. Kenneth might have popped into the picture a few years ago because of his public relationship with Nicki, but he's been around for much longer than that. He and Nicki met and dated while they were still in high school, and after a couple of years, they somehow managed to find their way into each other's arms before tying the knot in 2019. You'd think it'd be smooth sailing for them, but the relationship has been anything but smooth. Kenneth has some horrific crimes tied to his name, crimes that no one would have ever thought Nicki Minaj's husband would be associated with. In March of 2021, a woman named Jennifer Huff made some serious claims against Kenneth, and she recounted a crime that had happened almost 3 decades ago, back when both she and Kenneth were just 16 years old. While recounting the incident, Jennifer claimed that she had been walking to school right after Kenneth came up behind her and placed an object to her back, forcing her to follow his instructions. She claimed that he took her to his house and began to forcefully touch her and do other inappropriate things to her that were much worse. She was lucky enough to escape, but the horrific memories of the incident never left her alone. After the incident, Jennifer pressed charges against Kenneth. She eventually won the case, and Kenneth was given an 18 to a 54-month prison sentence. But he served almost 4 years in jail before he was released in January of 1999. Even though Jennifer had won the case against Kenneth back then, her victory didn't come without some serious threats to her well-being. For years, Jennifer tried to keep what happened to her at the back of her mind, but then she realized that she couldn't hide it anymore and decided to share her story, and this was when everything changed. Jennifer made an appearance on The Real in September of 2021 where she spoke about what had happened between her and Kenneth. In her words, she wanted to speak to the public because she was tired of being afraid of what happened. Now that didn't sit well with Kenneth or Nicki, and honestly speaking, it marked the start of their battle with Jennifer. Jennifer had filed a lawsuit against Nicki and Kenneth before her appearance on The Real. She filed against them for a bunch of insane claims like emotional distress, harassment, and some others. Jennifer claimed that an associate of Nicki and Kenneth came to her and offered to give her $20,000 if she kept her mouth shut. Like that wasn't crazy enough, she also claimed that Nicki and Kenneth had offered to give her a little over $500,000 to withdraw the claims that she made against Kenneth. Jennifer refused the money because she was so certain about everything that happened between her and Kenneth, and she wanted the world to know who he really was. But what if she was lying? There have been some insane rumors that Kenneth might be cleared of all the charges made against him by Jennifer because she wasn't being completely honest. Apparently, Jennifer may have lied about Kenneth, and if this is actually true, then I don't even know what to say. The rumors going on about all that happened is that Jennifer may have lied about Kenneth because she was forced to lie by the cops back in 1994. Now, there's no proof to actually confirm if this is real or not, but I have to say, it doesn't really make any sense. If anything, this just makes this already complicated story even more complicated. If this is true, then you have to wonder, why would the cops force a then 16-year-old Jennifer to lie about a then 16-year-old Kenneth for no reason? It makes absolutely no sense. And if she was actually forced by the cops to lie, why did she keep lying? And almost 27 years after this incident occurred, why did she decide to come on live television and tell the exact same lie? Like I said, this doesn't really make much sense. Either way, since this case first came into the limelight, Nicki hasn't really spoken much about it. After getting married to Kenneth in 2019, she received a lot of backlash for marrying him because of his crimes, and she went ahead to defend her husband, saying that he was wrongfully accused and that Kenneth was actually 15 at the time, not 16. And that wasn't all that she said. She also claimed that Kenneth and Jennifer were actually dating when all the accusations popped up, and the statement that multiple people have made over the years, a statement that Jennifer has denied on countless occasions. So who exactly is lying and who's telling the truth? Now, Nicki's statement obviously came in defense of her husband Kenneth because of the backlash he was getting. But if you've been paying close attention to the case, a lot of things that she said about it weren't exactly accurate. Still, Nicki made a comment about how white is right because of the constant negative comments that she kept getting about her relationship with Kenneth in an episode of Queen Radio. She made it look like the person that made the claims against Kenneth was a white woman, and Jennifer isn't. Now what's crazy is that in November of the same year, there was a clip of a different episode of Queen Radio that was playing in the Hot Topics segment of the Wendy Williams show. Now this clip was very contradictory to all that Nicki had been saying about Jennifer's claims before it and made her look like a huge liar. In this clip, Nicki could clearly be heard talking about how in our society, people are always plagued by their past because they can't easily turn over a new leaf. So does this mean that Kenneth actually committed the crime but wants to leave it in the past? I honestly can't wrap my head around it. But what makes this even crazier is that it isn't Kenneth's only run with cops. After being released from jail in 1999, less than 10 years later, he got sent back. This time around, he was sent to jail for taking the life of a person named Lamont Robinson. Kenneth ended up serving 7 years of his 10-year sentence and was released from jail in 2013. Kenneth might be free from his crime in 2006, but he definitely isn't free of the one he committed in 1994. He's still dealing with the repercussions of what happened that very day, and not too long ago, he was placed on house arrest for failing to register as a sex offender. And that wasn't all. He also received 3 years of probation and a fine of $55,000 after pleading guilty to his failure to register in September of 2021. The case between Jennifer, Nicki, and Kenneth is still as crazy as ever, as recently Jennifer also sued her ex-lawyer because she claims he's been having secret conversations with Nicki's team. Apparently, her lawyer had failed to disclose certain offers and communications made by Nicki's attorney. To make matters worse, she also claimed that her ex-lawyer had revealed details of private text conversation to bloggers and social media users. I honestly don't even know what to say about this because this case just keeps getting crazier. What do you guys think is going to be the outcome of the situation? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments.